down. He was refreshed from his vacation. He is now suing Roc Nation, Quinn Emanuel, one of the biggest law firms in New York, and Alex Spiro's law firm, and also Marcy Croft for obstruction of justice, but more importantly, imitating a public official and violating various state laws. Y'all, this is heating up. I know, listen, I have my doubts about Buzbee, but he is getting it in. Listen to the statement he posted because it is a lot. I hope you sitting down. Today, the Buzbee law firm filed suit against Roc Nation and lawyers from Marcy Croft and Quinn Emanuel for violations of various state laws, including barratry. Is that supposed to be battery? I'm gonna have to Google that. Barratry. We're gonna Google it. And impersonation of public officials. The case was brought on behalf of a former client of the firm who was illegally solicited by agents working on behalf of the defendants.
Hey guys, thank you for watching our videos. If you want to check out our live channel, the Music Recording Network Live, where we dive deeper into videos that we put up and talk about different things that's going on in the world. You can participate in our chat, or you can come on live. You don't even have to show your face. Go to our live channel, subscribe, voice your opinion, because we would like to hear from you and help us come up with solutions. Now, let's continue on with this video.
These agents pretended to be working for the state of Texas and offered the former client money to sue Buzbee law firm. This illegal conduct has happened more than 24 times to date and has resulted in 2 utterly frivolous cases against the firm. The lawsuit filed today alleges that the defendant's conspiracy is intended to obstruct justice and prevent the Buzbee law firm from pursuing cases related to the Diddy litigation in New York. The conduct isn't just alleged, it was caught on tape. Defendant Marcy Croft, who describes herself...
What? They caught it on tape? Wait a minute. That's deeper.
...litigation in New York. The conduct isn't just alleged, it was caught on tape. Defendant Marcy Croft, who describes herself on social media as part of Team Roc, is orchestrating the conspiracy along with assistance from defendant Quinn Emanuel. As you can see from the screenshot, Croft, Quinn Emanuel, and Roc Nation have a long working history. The suit alleges defendant Roc Nation is financing the illegal effort. Yo, this is huge. If he can prove even a fraction of this, they literally poked a bear. If any of this is true, plus, since it was over state lines, he can bring this up in Texas. Alex Spiro may run New York and Los Angeles. Tony Buzbee runs Texas legally,
Wow.
As set forth in the lawsuit earlier this week, agents acting on Croft's behalf again were caught on tape soliciting and offering money up to $10,000 to former clients of the Buzbee law firm to convince them to file a frivolous case against the Buzbee law firm. These folks have now stooped to a new low to try and intimidate the lawyers of the Buzbee law firm. These folks have stooped to a new low to try and intimidate the lawyers of the Buzbee law firm from doing their important work. They now are contacting clients and former clients and actually offering them money to sue me. This conduct was specifically targeted at my firm as we would not pursue cases related to the Diddy litigation. Let me be clear. We will not be bullied or intimidated. The defendants this time overstepped, got sloppy, and stupidly caught at their illegal scheme on tape. We have reported this conduct to the authorities and intend to cooperate with the authorities to ensure all involved are prosecuted to the full extent under Texas law. Y'all, this is huge. And this is the thing.
Our Buzbee has never been one to shy away from a fight, but his latest legal clash with Jay-Z and Roc Nation has taken the world of law and entertainment By storm, at the center of this escalating drama is a bold lawsuit filed by Buzbee accusing Roc Nation, powerhouse law firm, Quinn Emanuel, and Mississippi attorney Marcy Croft of orchestrating a shadowy conspiracy to obstruct justice. And this isn't just any legal feud, it's a battle that intertwines allegations of misconduct, secret pacts, and a tangled web of high-profile figures.
May run New York and Los Angeles. Tony Buzbee runs Texas legally, you know?
Wow.
As set forth in the lawsuit earlier this week, agents acting on Croft's behalf again were caught on tape soliciting and offering money up to $10,000 to former clients of the Buzbee law firm to convince them to file a frivolous case against the Buzbee law firm. These folks have now stooped to a new low to try and intimidate the lawyers of the Buzbee law firm. These folks have stooped to a new low to try and intimidate the lawyers of the Buzbee law firm from doing their important work. They now are contacting clients and former clients and actually offering them money to sue me. This conduct was specifically targeted at my firm, as we would not pursue cases related to the Diddy litigation. Let me be clear. We will not be bullied or intimidated. The defendants this time overstepped, got sloppy, and stupidly caught at their illegal scheme on tape. We have reported this conduct to the authorities and intend to cooperate with the authorities to ensure all involved are prosecuted to the full extent under Texas law. Y'all, this is huge. And this is the thing. Quinn Emanuel and Alex Spira kept pushing for everything to be litigated in a public manner and also in the state of New York and in federal court in New York. No, not so fast. Buzbee seems to have got them. If what he is alleging in this lawsuit is true, and also remember how they were like, if this happened, you should report it to the authorities. Wouldn't you say? Tony said, yeah, I would say that. And guess what? I did report it to the authorities. You have overstepped. You have gotten sloppy. Y'all, is this why Tony Buzbee was being so quiet? Is this why Tony Buzbee was literally on vacation? Yo, I feel like I'm in an episode of Memento. I'm literally backtracking on everything we thought was happening.
I tried to tell everybody that they lawyers, they know. We haven't passed the bar. We don't know what plan of attack they had. We don't know how they gonna do this. They gotta be sneaky, you know, for lack of a better word, sneaky, to get this stuff done correctly. So we counting on you, and I think he pulling through. I really think he is.
Corrupted by the narrative that Jay-Z's lawyer Alex Spira put out. Remember when Tony Buzbee was sitting there on vacation and I was like, Buzbee, they destroying your client. What you doing? And he literally posted on his Instagram stories him chilling in Mexico in a private dining area being serenaded by mariachi singers singing New York to New York. Start spreading the news. He said, I want to be. He literally was belting it out with them. This is why. Because he already knew he had something for their ASSs. He already knew. You think you're going to drag me? Guess what? We're going toe to toe. You guys, it cannot be understated how bad this is for Quinn Emanuel. And it is going to be tried in a jurisdiction where they don't run the town. Tony Buzbee is saying he's about to show these big city lawyers what it do down in Texas. Y'all, this is huge. Again, he even posted a screenshot. Marcy Bryan Croft, she said, amazing work. We're proud to be a small part of this great team. Thank you, Roc Nation and Team Roc, for all that you do. Y'all, he has the motive. He has their opportunity. And he has put them at the scene of the crime. Tony Buzbee, yo, now this is a Wednesday surprise. And this is something no one saw coming. And this is something that he cannot They cannot deny at all. Yo, this is bad. This is bad. Yo. Ooh, they overstepped. Yes, they got sloppy. And Tony Buzbee fought. What y'all think about this? What do y'all think about this? Let me tell you something. One important thing that everybody's overlooking is in the Diddy case. When everybody says, how could a Diddy gotten away with this for years? How could this? How could that? You know that they said that they went to the authorities. A lot of people said, but the authorities kept saying, oh, we can't prosecute. We don't got enough information. I'm sorry. This is one of the things that the federal prosecutors have been alleged to be looking at. Okay, so what does that mean? When you are a lawyer and a high-priced lawyer, you are not just paid for the job that you do. Yes, you can be super, super skilled, but you are not just paid for the job that you do. You are also paid, okay? You are also paid for your connections, who you know, what you do, and so forth, okay? It appears that these connections are coming home to roost. Anyway, you guys, I'm going to go live later on to talk about this. Let me know what you think in the comments. This is groundbreaking. I'll be live later on to talk about this.
Let's break it all down and uncover what's really going on behind the scenes. It all started when Buzbee filed a lawsuit in October on behalf of a Jane Doe plaintiff. The lawsuit made shocking claims, accusing scene Diddy, Combs, and Jay-Z involvement in an incident during a 2000 VMAs afterparty. Naturally, these allegations sent shockwaves through the industry. Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, vehemently denied the accusations, calling them baseless and promising to fight back against what he described as an extortion attempt. His response was a fiery statement on social media where he didn't mince words. I've seen your kind many times over, and I'm more than prepared to deal with your type.
This morning, rap mogul Jay-Z is denying allegations he sexually assaulted a 13-year-old girl alongside rapper Sean Diddy Combs. That civil lawsuit filed against Combs in October was amended Sunday to include Jay-Z. The accuser, identified only as Jane Doe, says she was sexually assaulted by both men at a Video Music Awards afterparty in 2000. In a blistering statement, Jay-Z accuses Jane Doe's attorney of trying to blackmail him. He said further, quote, "These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree?" He added, "My only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where her friends will see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people." Joining us now, Joey Jackson, CNN legal analyst and criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor. There's a lot to unpack here. Joey, I want to start with just the statement from Jay-Z, which is so forceful in its denial. I just read a teeny part of it. It's long. Where he says that they should file a criminal complaint. Is that even possible at this point?
So based on the allegations, Jessica, good morning, good to see you. I think that it certainly could be. Why do I say that? Now, he, of course, is more than annoyed, would be an understatement. Yeah. He has a family and he has a lot to protect, including his brand. But to the extent that he's saying, hey, come after me criminally, that could be likely. Why do I say that? Because rape in New York, and what's alleged in this complaint, is forcible compulsion. What that means in English is that it's saying that he held her down, raped her, and that, of course, the allegation is that Mr. Combs did the same thing. And so if those facts are actually accurate, it would require an investigation by prosecutors. And if true, right, you could pursue it criminally. Now, with respect to evidentiary value, yes, it happened 24 years ago, right, more than 24 years ago. But in the allegations, there's a few things. Number one, there's allegation that another celebrity was present at the time, right, in addition to other people. Number two, there's the claim by the victim, right, that she left, that she went and she was seen by a gas attendant who saw her in distress. Number three, that she phone called her dad, who showed up, the 13-year-old, and now removed her. So civil complaint, simply allegations, need to be proven in a court of law, but if true, it could rise to the level of criminality, and, you know, we'll see what happens or if the DA looks and investigates.
So what happens now?
So what happens now is this is simply a civil complaint. And in a civil complaint, it goes through the technical legal process. Now, the distinction, Jessica, between civil and criminal, of course, is that civil is...
Naturally, Roc Nation and its associates have categorically denied these claims. Roc Nation called Buzbee's lawsuit unfounded and dismissed it as a pathetic attempt to distract and deflect attention. Marcy Croft, one of the accused, stated that the allegations were fantastical and vowed to have them dismissed. Quinn Emanuel's spokesperson also chimed in, claiming they had no knowledge of the events described and dismissing the lawsuit as baseless.
Right? The system can only reward you with money. There's allegations that this 13-year-old is suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder, suffered depression, etc. So now you go to fact-finding, right? Before that, just briefly, there was a demand letter sent. And a demand letter is a letter being sent by a lawyer saying, hey, I don't have to sue you. We can sit, we can mediate it. If we reach an agreement, it never sees the light of day. Jay-Z saying, I don't care about your demand letter. I look at it as blackmail. You want to sue me, sue me. You want to look at it criminally, look at it criminally, but it'll go through the fact-finding process. If a trial is necessary to determine the facts, that's what will happen, but it'll be deemed civil. No indication at this point as to whether or not any criminal investigation will ensue as a result of this.
Yeah, and Jay-Z came back incredibly forcefully against these allegations and really singled out that attorney as well for being, I'm paraphrasing here, but greedy, saying he's out to get money, and calling that letter essentially blackmail.
Yeah, and in addition to that, Jessica, also suing the attorney, saying he's intimidating him, harassing him, etc. Now, demand letters are not new. What lawyers do is they send them out as a matter of protocol and practice so that you can expedite the process. At the same time, there's certain ethical standards that you have to use, and you have to have a good faith factual belief that this is true. Now, you can argue this complaint was filed in October, right? Could have mentioned Jay-Z then. You didn't. Why? It was amended now to include him. Are the factual assertions true? Are they fact or fiction? Is it a money grab or not? All of that will be litigated in a court of law, but according to Jay-Z, this never happened, is pure fiction. It is a money grab, and he's fighting for his name, reputation, and certainly innocence and justice in his view, which is he didn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah, and you touch on a point, too, that I wanted to ask you about, which was that this was an amendment to this already existing lawsuit. What are people to take away from that, the fact that they're coming back and adding to this now with this specific name?
Yeah, you know, Jessica, so it depends. That's also common. You could amend lawsuits, right, as a matter of course, and you do, to include certain factual allegations. The interesting thing to me in terms of your question and the takeaway, if you had this information about Jay-Z, it happened allegedly in September of 2000, why not include it in the original complaint? What happened between October and now that necessitated you putting in, and it's a question of credibility. Was he celebrity A, right, as was noted in the October complaint? Is this pure fiction? And what's interesting in the complaint is he really, that is the lawyer, tries to tie Jay-Z to Mr. Combs in so many ways, right? Birds of a feather is the argument that he's making. You can make that argument. You need the facts to sustain it. Let's see if they come up with any facts.
All right, we will see.
What's really going on here? If Buzbee's allegations are true, this could point to a larger, more insidious strategy to undermine his credibility and derail the lawsuits he's pursuing against high-profile figures like Diddy and Jay-Z. Buzbee himself has been vocal about the stakes, stating that these individuals have stooped to a new low in an attempt to intimidate the lawyers of the Buzbee law firm from doing their important work. He insists he won't back down, even as the opposition knows.
Tonight, Jay-Z's attorney, Alex Spiro, is pushing to get a judge to dismiss the rape lawsuit against his client, citing an NBC News exclusive that found inconsistencies with the accuser's account.
We expect Mr. Carter to be fully cleared of all of this in the coming days. Almost nothing that she says has checked out because this never happened.
This in the wake of our interview with a 38-year-old mother from Alabama who accuses Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, and Sean Diddy Combs of raping her when she was 13 years old. She asked us not to reveal her identity.
What made you want to come forward? Because I think that I've been quiet long enough.
She says that she might have some facts wrong, but that she says the incident happened. What do you say to that?
You know, anybody, when they make up a claim, they can just keep repeating it and getting it right. But you never get the details right. And what happened during her interview with you is that the story began to unravel.
On the night of the MTV Video Music Awards in 2000, she says Combs' limo driver took her to an after party. There she says she spoke to musician Benji Madden and his brother.
I'm talking to Benji Madden about his tattoo. That's the Last Supper.
In a statement to NBC News, a representative for the Maddens confirmed they did not attend the 2000 VMAs and that they were on tour in the Midwest at that time. At the after party, she says she had a drink that made her feel woozy. Then she says Combs and Carter both raped her. She says she ran to a gas station where she called her father, who picked her up.
We rode home in silence. She didn't ask me what happened.
In an interview with NBC News, her father said he could not corroborate her story. I feel like I would remember that, and I don't, he said. The woman revealed to us that she has autism and previously suffered a head injury. In a follow-up phone interview, we asked her about the contradictions, and she said that she stands by her statements.
This woman is standing by her story. It happened over 20 years ago. Maybe her memory is hazy. Maybe her father doesn't remember that night.
No, she's doubled down on certain of these details. She says, I'm positive. She points out the tattoo. She talks about the tattoo in vivid detail. Turns out that's completely false. And the father is supposed to be picking her up. 10-hour drive, round trip to pick her up in the middle of the night. Has no memory of that. No one has come forward about this in nearly a quarter of a century, and that's because this never happened.
Spyro said he's not only seeking justice for Jay-Z, he says that he also wants to expose the accuser's attorney, Tony Buzbee.
He takes away the voices from real victims and he causes real harm. If this lawyer has any sense, he's going to dismiss this claim.
Meanwhile, the allegations against Jay-Z and Diddy continue to unfold. The complaint in the Jane Doe lawsuit now directly accuses Jay-Z of being involved in the alleged incident. In response, Jay-Z's legal team has gone on the offensive, filing for an emergency protective order to preserve evidence. They argue that Buzbee has a history of abusing the legal process and allege that he may destroy evidence that could weaken his case.
I don't know whether he has any sense.
Buzbee, who has filed more than 20 lawsuits against Combs, told NBC News that he is continuing to vet the accuser's claims and that she has agreed to undergo a polygraph this week. A representative for Combs called the suit a shameless money grab.
Since your attorneys refiled the lawsuit against Combs naming Jay-Z, he has come out with a very long statement saying that this is completely not true and that this is all about trying to get money from him. What do you say about that?
I haven't asked for a dime from him. It's not everything is motivated by money, and I'm sorry that he feels that it is.
This woman also told us on camera last week that this isn't about money.
Well, let's be serious. A lawyer like this is not sending out these letters not to make money. He wants money and fame. He doesn't care about truth and justice. And that's what's going on here.
Chloe Malas joins us in studio. So, Chloe, explain this to me. The attorney for the plaintiffs, Tony Buzbee, right? He is sticking by his client even though you've been able to report these inconsistencies and they are now out there in the public?
Yes, and because of our exclusive report here on Top Story, he's actually going to have Jane Doe do a polygraph test. He says he hasn't done it yet, but that they are going to be doing it this week. He also said in a statement to us moments ago that their conduct throughout all of this has been beyond reproach and will continue to be, even though that's not what you're hearing Alex Spyro, Jay-Z's attorney, what he's saying. Also, I just want to show you, Jay-Z's team created a timeline. Obviously, even though this took place allegedly 24 years ago, right? They are saying that there is just no way that he could have been at the VMAs. He's on camera there until the end of the VMAs, which ended right after 11, and that there are photographs of him at the Lotus Club in Manhattan, and they say he was there till 3 a.m. and then he went to the music studio. So again, they are adamant that
he was not at that party.
That he was not at any sort of after party.
I do want to ask you this. What is Jay-Z's sort of legal team strategy in describing the relationship between Diddy and Jay-Z? Because there are a ton of photos of them over the years, obviously before these allegations came out.
And this civil suit, Tom, originally just named Combs, and then it was amended last weekend to include Jay-Z. What Alex Spyro said to me today is that although publicly Jay-Z supported Diddy, they were not best friends. They were not as close as you thought that they were. So in terms of knowledge of what went on allegedly at these white parties and what took place allegedly in these civil suits and the criminal charge and the trial, he says Jay-Z has no knowledge of any of that. Again, he publicly supported him as a fellow musician and someone where they came up together in the industry, but that they weren't as close as you thought.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.
Adding fuel to the fire, inconsistencies in Jane Doe's story have begun to surface. NBC News reported discrepancies in her timeline and details, such as her claim that musician Benji Madden was present at the VMA afterparty, a claim Madden's representatives have denied. Despite these inconsistencies, Jane Doe maintains that her core allegations are true.